We have made it to the end of the year and Phase 4 has finally concluded. So today I thought it was time for me to stop and rank all 18 projects inside of Phase 4, the movies and the TV shows ranked from the worst to the best. Please know that everything that I will say in this video is just my very own opinion. My name is SDubNation and you are free to comment down below your ranking of all 18 MCU Phase 4 projects, the movies and the TV shows ranked from the worst to the best just like me, or you could just do your favorite. Please don't forget to check out that Twitter that's going to pop up on your screen right now, and also that Marvel playlist. That link is always in the description. And with that being said, guys, without further ado, like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get right into our ranking. Kicking off my list at number 18 for me has got to go to I Am Groot. Essentially, this is just an animated series of shorts inside of the MCU. They're just fun, cute little adventures for Groot to go on between Guardians of the Galaxy 1 and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It's alright. It's just exactly what it is. Harmless fun. Number 17 for me is SheHulk Attorney at Law. I fell in love with this series from the first trailer. I thought that I was going to love this series. I was over the moon excited. Unfortunately, besides Daredevil and Tatiana Maslany, I can't find a great thing about this show. There are good things. It's enjoyable, I guess. But the trailers marketed this show as a legal comedy where Jennifer has to be the lawyer for different superpowered beings in the MCU. They were going to be introducing more obscure comics characters, which I don't even think they did. I really wish that the week-to-week was just Jennifer going on a new crazy legal case with a new character, also the Daredevil plot in there. And that concept that I just said is a lot better than what we got. The blood plot sucked, the villain is terrible, the pacing is all over the place. As far as comedies go, this was just not funny. Number 16 is Thor Love and Thunder. Speaking of just not funny, this is another film that was marketed as a comedy, but was just unfunny. It felt like Taika Waititi turned in a rough draft of this film to Disney, and they were just like, yes, use that. So he used that rough draft as his script. Thor is a parody of himself. I don't even know what they were going for with Gore. I think the last half of the movie where Thor has to take in Gore's daughter, I think that has some merit to it. But overall, they really focus more on the wacky comedy side of things than the actual heartfelt story that they were trying to portray in the last 10 minutes. It's colorful, but all in all, it plays like a Saturday morning cartoon. Number 15 is Loki. Wow, Thor and Loki back to back. Now look, week to week, this show is great. But the only thing I gotta say about this show is that it's just boring. I don't get the urge to rewatch this, and when I did, I was incredibly bored. It does great for the character of Loki and world building, but everything set up in this series hasn't connected to anything else in the Multiverse saga as of yet. Number 14 is Moon Knight. I had high hopes for this show. Again, it should have been Marvel's Batman. Instead, it was an Indiana Jones style archaeology adventure, which was fun. I think that was probably my favorite episode of the show, but I kind of just don't care. I felt the Marvel fatigue at this point, and I really just did not care about this show after the finale. The finale just drained me. Oscar Isaac gives us a great performance, like really good, but the show is called Moon Knight, and he never comes out as Moon Knight. And when he does, they either cut away from the action, or the action is very underwhelming. Number 13 for me is Eternals. I really like this movie. I do not understand the hate for it. In my opinion, it is one of the most gorgeous films in the MCU, as well as one of the most ambitious. The problem here is that the cast is too huge and diverse, that we can't grasp on just to one character. The fact that the cast is diverse is a positive for me, but you understand what I'm trying to say. Out of all the films, this is one that should have been a series. At number 12 for me has got to go to Hawkeye. At first, I didn't like this show, but as a small-scale Christmas story in the MCU, I learned to enjoy it. It's not bad, it's not amazing, but it is enjoyable to me. Haley Steinfeld is great as Kate Bishop, and Jeremy Renner is always great as Hawkeye. My only wish is that we focus more on Clint's dark past as Ronin, rather than it being a Kate Bishop show featuring Clint. Number 11 is What If Season 1, another animated MCU show. It's a cool thing to exist. Even though Season 2 is on the way, I think the novelty of having the MCU cast return to voice their animated counterparts is just the coolest thing ever to exist. It's fun, and the Elseworld storytelling was always interesting, cultivating into the Guardians of the multiverse, their own little Avengers film. I gotta say, I had lots of fun with it. Kicking off my top 10 list for me has gotta go to Werewolf by Night. Of course, I enjoyed this special. Like What If, another cool thing to exist. If anything, this is what I would rather the MCU do with their series. It pays homage to the old 50s monster flicks, and apparently, you can get away with blood splatter on the screen if it's in black and white. This special is just a cool thing to exist with some awesome characters to introduce. I dare the MCU to just keep Werewolf by Night separate from the broader multiverse saga. Number 9 is Black Widow. I love this movie. Another film in the MCU that doesn't deserve this much hate. As spy thrillers go, this one is a very solid one. The action is visceral, the comedy worked for me, and the new characters like Yelena are just charming enough for me. Obviously, Taskmaster was a negative because it just sucked as a character. It wasn't because it was a female, it was just because she sucked as a character. And also, the main villain with the Red Room plot, yeah, that's all pretty bad. But for me, Black Widow continues to be one of my favorites inside of the MCU. At number 8 for me has got to go to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, a safe bet for me just like Black Widow. After the actionless series of WandaVision, getting back to the formula of awesome action and witty banter with Bucky and Sam was a great. While it has problems with Carly and the Flag Smashers, I hated Carly in this show. What this series does for Sam, showing us how a black man reacts to being handed the symbol of America in a post-MLK world, was profound to me. This is one of the few series that actually feels like a 6-hour movie. Number 7 is Miss Marvel, just a charming show that came out at the perfect time of my life. Iman Vellani is perfect in the role and just has this certain charisma about her. The central theme of the Muslim community reacting to their own superhero worked for me until they took her to Pakistan and forced another bland plot in there. It seems like every MCU Disney Plus show has this problem. The first act is great, the last act is rushed, and the middle act just is not good. And with this, they had a plot about the Jinn world in the middle. This show could have been perfect if it wasn't for the middle. At number 6 for me is Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings. What's there left to say about Shang-Chi and the Legends of the Ten Rings? It's great. The father and son relationship is emotional and thematic. The action is incredible with the hand-to-hand fight scenes. All of that was amazing to see in a theater. The mythology of this world that Shang-Chi introduced was engrossing. All of the characters are fun. All in all, I love this film. It's a solid MCU project. Kicking off my top 5 list for me has got to go to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Another film that I loved, and it doesn't deserve that much hate. This film is very much a character study, asking the profound question, is and can Doctor Strange be happy? Sam Raimi's direction of this film offers some fun fluidity in the camera work, and Wanda as the villain was excellent. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was underwhelming in the multiverse part. Everything else, I very much loved. At number 4 for me is Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. James Gunn returns with this holiday special that's fun, heartfelt, and true to both James Gunn and the Guardians. Not much to say about this special because it's exactly what it is. A holiday special. Just a little calm before the storm in Guardians 3. Again, this makes me incredibly excited for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Kicking off my top 3 list for me has got to go to WandaVision, one of the most unique projects ever, offering a look into Wanda's mind and how she deals with grief. The mystery of what was going on in the Hex kept me intrigued week to week, and that week to week time frame on Twitter was just amazing. This show also pays homages to different decades of TV shows, even decades that I grew up with. While it started off weird, it quickly became one of the most interesting MCU entries. My runner-up at number 2 for me has got to go to Black Panther Wakanda Forever, a true tribute to Mr. Chadwick Boseman. This film continues the theme set up by the first film and also offers an emotional roller coaster of an experience. From the tribute to Chadwick Boseman to the triumphant return of the Black Panther and Shuri, this film serves as a true sequel to the first, while also expanding the world to new characters and new locations such as Namor and his city of Talocan, respectively. This and the first film continues to be some of the most thematically rich films inside of the MCU. While it is great, it feels like a funeral you do not want to experience again. But coming in at my number one, obviously, has got to go to Spider-Man No Way Home. The Spider-Man movie I've been waiting for inside of the MCU for years. It is my favorite of the Homecoming trilogy. Tom Holland is at his best here, and while the first act is forced, the moment the gut-wrenching death of Aunt May happens, we get the true Spider-Man stuff, such as the line, "With great power comes great responsibility." Obviously, Tobey and Andrew coming back is an amazing experience, but the fact that we finally got Spider-Man after all three of his films being his origin story, a tear came to my eye by the end. It is by far my favorite theatrical experience to date. This is why Spider-Man No Way Home has to come in at number one. Alright guys, that is it for the ranking. Please know that everything that I did say in this video was just my very own opinion, and you are free to comment down below your very own ranking of all of Phase 4, the movies and the TV shows ranked from the worst to the best, just like me, or you could just do your favorite. Please don't forget to check out that Twitter. That's going to pop up on your screen right now, and also that Marvel playlist. That link is in the description. And with that being said, guys, have a happy new year, and I will see you all next time. Peace.